welcome to yet another cube draft. We finally opened the time vault. I'm definitely taking it. I mean, we've tried so long to playing this card. Hopefully Tezzeret Agent of Balls Wheels. Hopefully we get Voltaiki. There's no way I'm passing up a time vault this time. We've tried drafting it so often, haven't gotten it. This is cube 100 as well. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're gonna go the combo route and get ourselves a time vault. Hopefully Tezzeret Wheels, as I already said, but probably won't. But you never know. I mean, it can happen. Time vault though, finally got it. And now we get a trash bag. God damn it. Okay, so given that this is an artifact, we can go any route, but we definitely want blue. So I think we go Thirst for Knowledge. Simic Signet is also in there, but I think Thirst is just a bit better. It digs us through more cards. And maybe the Tezzeret does wheel, to be honest. There is also Moloko for blue, and for black had Duress and actually Vampiric Tutor. So it might just be that the Tezzeret wheels. Although that Tezzeret so early usually doesn't. But Thirst helps a lot. We're gonna try to go artifact heavy so that we can actually get Tinker and so on as well. So what do we want for Time Vault to be effective? We need the blue Tezzeret, or we need Voltaiki. I don't actually know of another card that keeps on tapping. I really don't. But I mean, this combo is game winning. There's an artifact which we don't really want. There's Strip Mine, which is a-okay, but not that great. Thoughtseize is probably better in somewhat of a combo deck. There's also Moat and Virul's Disc. I think Disc might be a bit better than Thoughtseize. But Thoughtseize, you know, it's pretty good, so let's take it. I mean, I think it's a bit better than Disc. Disc is obviously fine, but this format isn't that permanent based. I mean, it is somewhat, but not insanely. There's Gilded Lotus. There's also Kozilek, just in case we don't get Time Vault. Which route do we want to go? Looter Core is also there. There's also Sulphur Falls, just in case we go red somehow. Marsh Flats, just to get a black. Maybe the Looter is best. If you go Gilded Lotus, do we want Kozilek? I think Looter is fine. Not much here, to be honest. There's Murderous Cut as removal. There's Nezumi Shortfang. Time Relic I'm not a big fan of. I'm gonna go with the Murderous Cut, I think. We still need kill conditions, to be honest. There's Inkwell Leviathan. There's Relic, though. I think Relic might be a bit better, given that it's an artifact. Inkwell Leviathan is obviously also an artifact. We've tried Reanimator last time and it didn't really work out. Plus I think there's way better targets than Inkwell Leviathan for cheaper mana. Like 9 mana for a 7/10 Island Walk Shroud just isn't it. So Relic of Virginitas it is. It cantrips, it helps against some graveyard based decks. It's an artifact, most of all. I think that's the main reason you should pick up Relic often. Is that it because it's an artifact. So in 3 picks we get to see if we wield Tezzeret. Time Vault so far still not doing anything. I actually had this for real like 5 years ago. Traded it up for a bunch of cards, then it skyrocketed in price and I sold it. It skyrocketed at that time meant it was like $120 or something, which given everything is still a shit price. But at that time it was a lot. Nowadays, I mean, I recently sold all my dual lands for a few thousand euros, basically. I'm not gonna say the exact amount, but if you look at the prices, at this time, which is the 1st of January, by the way, Happy New Year to you all. You definitely get to see, or you definitely get an idea what I mean with the expensive dual lands. So Tezzeret didn't wheel, Ajani did wheel, wow. There's also Scroll Rack. We currently don't have a fetch, but we might as well pick it up. So someone else is going the artifact route, which sucks because that means that the cards you want are often not wheeling. So we have Shouldered again. I think last cube we did the same thing, and it didn't work out for us. Like we tried Shouldered reanimation somewhat basically, but it just didn't work. So Vampiric Tutor is no longer there. Tezzeret is no longer there. We obviously want the other Tezzeret for the Time Vault combo, but Tezzeret is Tezzeret. Like they're both good, and I would have preferred having that one as well. But I mean, it was in the same pack as the Time Vault. No way I'm passing, right? There's Duress versus Revoker. Has to be Revoker here. I mean, it is an artifact. It's a creature, but we're not that. Like we want creatures actually. Like Sheldred is okay for creature base decks, and then that's just your late game. We do need some disruption then. We already have Murderous God and Thoughtseize. What else would I want? Trinket Mage to get like Relic and the Voltaiki if we can get it. Disquill is actually fine. There's also Desecration Demon. I know people dislike Desecration Demon. I think it's a bit better than the disc here, given that it's somewhat permanent based. Yeah, Desecration Demon is definitely a decent card. I mean, it's a 6/6 flyer for 4. And if you have seen previous drafts of mine, you know that I don't consider this to be a creature format. You know that I don't like, that I don't perceive this as a creature format, that I don't like drafting creatures. But I think Desecration Demon, I already commented it on it. I think Paul Murray was the one who said something about it, that I overvalue this card, or that he doesn't think it's good. But given that this format just isn't a creature format, it often sticks, and it's a really fast clock against decks like my own. Like if you drop a Desecration Demon against me, like I have a limited time of getting rid of it, and I need to have a removal for it, or else it just die really fast. There's Liliana, there's a Jace though. There's no power. The Jace is definitely the most broken card here. There's also Zoria Signet. Liliana would be fine, Monolith would be fine, Spellskite would be great, because it protects the combo. This can wheel, but I mean, there's no way of passing up a Jace, right? We definitely want this Signet to wheel, but it's not gonna happen. We would be fine having Time Sprawl, but I'm usually not a big fan of it. But Jace, you know, is Jace. What the hell are you gonna do about it? Jace is probably the most broken Planeswalker there is for its mana cost. When it was in Standard, it was 100 euros at one point, and then they banned it for the last 3 months, and it dropped to 50 or something. Then crawled back up to 100 euros because of Legacy and Vintage. Like, the card is bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. No clue why they ever printed it this way. I know it was their promo card. They even planted pieces of the card all over the world. There was one in Brussels, Belgium, in the outpost there. And you could go check it out. Then people posted it online, and eventually they found this card, which basically said, hey, we're gonna print broken shit. And the format resolved around this card in total. It wasn't even close. There's Imperial Seal, but there's also Shackles. I think Shackles is a really good card. Imperial Seal would be fine, but Shackles is just too good to pass up. I wouldn't mind Brainstorm, Force Spike, Imperial Seal, Breeding Pool maybe, Wastelands, Emrakul, but Shackles it is. Here we have Kiora. I mean, we just have a single fix for it. There's Ancient Tomb, which does accelerate me. Maybe just pick Kiora. Do we have another green fix? No, right? We passed the Simic Signet for early on. There's Mesmeric Fiend. I think Kiora is good enough. Like, if I can splash it, I'm gonna splash it. We'll see. We'll put it here at the front end, and basically saying, hey, and keep in mind that we have these. We need like 2 more fix for it. There's one of them. Is there a better card? There's Remand. I think having the fix is a bit better than a Remand though. Remand can be cast too heavily. And I know a lot of people don't like Kiora and don't think it's splash worthy. For me, it is splash worthy. Despite not actually being creature format, huh? I'm very focused on creatures. Then there's Opposition. Wow. Opposition, despite not being a creature format, is still a really strong card. So we're gonna pick up that one and see where that brings us. So yeah, Time Vault at this point not working out. I mean, we haven't seen Voltaiki, we haven't seen the Tezzeret. I assume someone else already picked them up, or they haven't showed up yet. Like, both are possible. Let's just hope they're still coming. Because else my first pick, is useless. But Time Vault is done. Time Vault, what do you want? There's Worm Power Stone. Curse Scroll, not really that great. Tolarian Academy, huh? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at this point. I think Worm Power Stone is a bit better. Yeah, Tolarian Academy isn't that great. Especially not if you can't play the Time Vault. It already loses value. Like Worm Power Stone, just powering out some cards. Just having mana, to be honest. Like, mana acceleration is good. Definitely want like to open Black Lotus or Mox. Get another fix, huh? That's great. I think it's better than Hippie here. So we will pick up the fix. We definitely want more creatures at this point, don't we? Like we have 5. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. This is a good one. I think it's better than Fire Rise, especially. So that's the 6 1. 1, 2. We basically have 5 early creatures and 1 late game. If you want to play opposition, we might need more. Opposition doesn't untap things, right? Ah. Is there other things that untap things, like consistently? Like maybe it says like do X and then untap target permanent you control, which would be great for the Time Vault outside of Voltaiki and the other Tezzeret. Spellskite Wield. Spellskite is a really good card. I mean, it even protects the opposition. It's a creature. It blocks against aggro. But if it also protects the Time Vault combo if you can get it. Yeah, I think Spellskite is one of the strongest protection cards for your artifacts and enchantments. We could go Welder, although we don't really have a fix, and we're very likely to be splashing for this. I'm gonna pick up the Wasteland just because it doesn't disrupt my fix then, but we're probably not gonna play it. At this point we have 17 cards, so we need 6 more, one of which we want to be Tezzeret, and one of which we want to be Voltaiki, then Trinket Mage. What else is there? Imperial Seal already passed, so we don't have those 2 tutors. So that's not a good one. We don't have fetch yet, so Spike Shot Elder, huh? We could play Nicol Bolas or Multitail. I'm not a big fan of Multitail Massacre. Let's pick the Nicol Bolas, put it at the side, at the red side. We don't have any fix for that. I don't think we'll pick up more fix for that. And as much as I do like Nicol Bolas, I don't really like it, but I think it's an okay card. Shardless Agent, I mean, it is an artifact. If you splash it, it's an okay artifact because it does, get good cards. Yeah, but the other Tezzeret, I think untapping things is pretty nice. Tidehouse Scholar, although we won't play it, of course. Yeah, if you picked up Nicol Bolas earlier, I still wouldn't splash for it. Like, it's a late game card, but you usually have a strong enough late game in these kind of decks. Tolarian Academy. At this point, I might play it. Like, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 artifacts already. We'll see, but I mean, it's very likely we'll play it now. Turn 1 Relic, and then Tolarian is already good. Again, not really an exciting pack outside of Mana Drain. Mana Drain is definitely a strong card. There's also Turnabout. I mean, it untaps everything for me. So it can untap my Time Vault, but only once. So that's not that great. So I think Mana Drain has to be the card. I mean, it is a counterspell. We usually want some kind of counterspell, and it's definitely the best one out there. There is Force of Will, but I'm not really that big of a fan of it. We don't actually have any acceleration at this point, which sucks. I mean, a lot of people are just gonna be accelerating into things, and I'm like, I'm just gonna play fair game. Like, I have 1 Power Stone, but that's a turn 3 acceleration. So yeah, that's why my curve is also a bit lower, I think. Like normally if I have more fix here, I would be like, yeah, more 4-ups and so on. At this point, like I have 4 and then my curve stops. There's Verdant Catacombs. Do we? Yeah, we can fetch things. There's also Trinket Mage and Compulsive Research. I mean, I think Trinket Mage is very likely to wheel. Compulsive Research, probably not. If you can get the Voltaic key, then this is great. But outside of that, like just getting Relic seems pretty shitty. I think Verdant Catacombs having more fix, but also a way to shuffle away with Scroll Rack seems a bit stronger. So we're gonna pick up the Catacombs here. Signet great, but I mean there is Tamio. Might as well pick up that one. Badlands would have been picked if we got a Gargadon. Repeal is also fine, but it's definitely not better than Tamio here. I mean, now we have like 3 win conditions, 3 okayish win conditions. This is a really strong card against me. There's Lightning Greaves, which I won't play. Like, none of these cards are playable for me outside of Elspeth. Although Bloodline Keeper with opposition is pretty strong. Maybe Bloodline Keeper is better. How many black cards do we have? Not a lot. So I think all our picks for green and black are both doable. I think Bloodline Keeper is better than Hate Drafting and Elspeth. Time Twister, I don't know about that one to be honest. There's this figure, but like Time Twister just seems a little bit better. Although we probably won't be dumping our hand that hard. I'm gonna go for this figure against Acrobatics. There's Pluto Delta versus Llanowar Waste. I think Pluto Delta is then better. Yes, there is a Preordain, but meh. Pluto Delta, first of all, it fixes, it fetches. I think it's a bit better than Preordain here. Especially because of the fix, you know. The fetch, you know. So that's definitely, god damn it. Oh, this is Sword by Color. There's Bitter Blossom. It's definitely a great card. So pick up that one. Again, creature based, nah. Still not a big fan of it, but it's a good card to have. Oh man, both in the same pack. What do you want? The Tezzeret, right? I mean, although Voltaiki is faster. I mean, Tezzeret gets Time Vault, which is the reason why I want Tezzeret. You can just drop it, minus it, but maybe it's a bit harder to kill than Voltaiki. Why are these in the same bloody pack? This also helps with accelerating into this. Yeah, I think I have to go for the Tezzeret here. Man, why do they? Maybe Voltaiki wheels, although who knows? Like if I was 100% certain Trinket Mage would be in my deck, maybe Trinket Mage was better. But like Tezzeret minuses, gets a Time Vault, and then it's ready there. If you have like both, you can Tezzeret, untap this, play Time Vault. No, you can Tezzeret, play Time Vault, and untap this. Like, or just have this in play, sitting about. No one does anything, and then you're like, yeah, I got Tezzeret. Plus, it also untap Scroll Rack, so you can Scroll Rack multiple times. But I think Bitter Blossom helps me protect Tezzeret as well. Or turn through Mana Drain, something of 3, and then play Tezzeret, minus it, and then you're usually good. These are 23 cards. We have one card too many, to be honest. Because I do think we want Kiora in. I'm a Planeswalker kind of guy. What can I say? We only have 9 cards though. Windswept Heat actually is fine as well. Like it fixes. Here it has to be Trinket Mage. Maybe the Voltaiki wheels. I don't even know if it's possible that it wheels. Like it would be the last card then, and I think it's a lot of people would prefer picking it. Windswept Heat gets Bayou and something else, so I think Badlands, but not gonna play it. Yeah, Trinket Mage is probably out. Looter Core is fine here. We have 10 creatures with opposition. Maybe that's a bit too greedy. Maybe we just have to double down on Tezzeret. Bitter Blossom with opposition. Bitter Blossom with opposition is good enough. Yeah, that's definitely good enough. I think our early game is strong enough to hold its own without the acceleration. The only downside here is that we're, you know, playing a fair game. We're basically saying, hey, we're creature based. We do have the Time Vault combo. Man, why does it have to be in the same pack? Like, let me know what you think about this. Like, do you prefer Voltaiki or Tezzeret? It's a really tough pick, I think. If I knew Trinket Mage would wheel, it might be better to pick up Voltaiki. I don't know. Like, Voltaiki is great because of Tolerant Academy and also working with it. But like Tezzeret, the fact that Tezzeret gets the fact that Tezzeret gets Time Vault actually makes it a bit more viable for me. I think Ancient Grudge is okay here. Dragon Predator for sure. And then we get a Falcarat. So Voltaiki did not wheel. So then becomes the question, do we splash, yes or no? If we splash, what do we splash? Like, do we splash all of those? Shardlessing only doesn't work in mana drain, like all the rest is fine. These are 25 cards. I think we can afford splashing this, like we have one, this, and this. We have 5 fix. We have 5 fix for like 3 cards. I think that's sufficient. Especially since they all cost a single green, and they're strong enough on their own. And the question of course becomes, what do we cut, right? Like, these are 26, we need to cut 3 cards. Trinket Mage is out. Yeah, I don't think it's good enough here. Probably don't we want to be cutting too many creatures. Maybe Bloodline Keeper, but meh. I definitely want to keep as many artifacts as well. Like, we have 2 fetch for Scroll Rack, which is good. We need the creatures for opposition, but we can cut opposition, but then I think Bitter Blossom is just too weak to be in the deck still. So want to keep that in. I'm not 100% sure about the Relic, but I mean, it is an artifact, it is Graveyard Hate. If I cut it, like, maybe I have to cut Tolarian here, it's just not good enough in my deck. Like, we only play 8 artifacts, and then we can afford to cut Relic and put it in the sideboard. Like, what's our best opening with Tolarian? Relic into Time Vault into Tezzeret? That doesn't even work, like, even then it's still a mana short. Like, yeah, I feel that Tolarian Academy is most likely just gonna be making a single mana, so in that case I can cut Tolarian Academy and Relic. Bring Relic obviously in against some decks, but it's just a spot filler at this point. So these are 24 cards and one still needs to go. I don't think it has to be a creature, and Bitter Blossom counts as a creature, so there's that. I think Dragon Predator main deck is strong enough. Shouldered is definitely a strong enough card to be in here. Desecration Demon seems good enough. Like, it is a creature. Maybe the Worm Power Stone, but I mean, I want to be able to cast Tezzeret and Time Vault in a single turn sometimes. So yeah. I'm still not sure about Voltaiki versus Tezzeret there. I'm really not. What do we got? Scroll Rack. Wait, where's my Polluted Delta? Oh, there it is. So we have 6 fix. Yeah, Windswept Heat gets both Overgrown Tomb and Bio. Like, it's strong enough. It counts as a black basically. I think Scroll Rack, given that we have 2 shuffle effects and search knowledge at one point to get rid of it, is strong enough. Like, it doesn't generate card advantage though. It just generates card quality. Yeah, maybe Scroll Rack is out. I'm actually not that big of a fan of Scroll Rack. I think it's a good card. Like, it's pretty sick with land tags, but outside of that, like, you need a consistent shuffle effect. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 7, basically 5 out of 7 if you discount this, that we want to hit with Shardless. So how good is Charlotte then? I think good enough. We have 1, 2 blue here. We're definitely more base blue. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black here and 5 green, so that doesn't count. So we definitely don't want forests. I think we can up the blue to at least 1 more. Then we have 9 blue sources, which I think is 1 short, to be honest. Like 3 plus 4 is 7, 8. 8 black sources for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I think that's fine. Then we're still, yeah, so this. Okay, I'll submit and I'll see you guys for round 1.